Anything else you wanted to cover?
We have more coming later in the year. So Labor Day weekend, we do some stuff. We do, what else do we have on here? We have, like we participate we'll do like Pink Shirt Day and Orange Shirt Day, and all those things are always on our calendar as a union, more so than maybe this council specifically. But in the summer, we'll do often a teddy bear fair. We'll do a back to school food drive. Like lunch packs, granola bars and like school type snacks for the food bank, so they have lots of that ready to go.
Great. So
fill
some
some backpacks.
Assembled in kits that
they actually assemble them as they need them, but we just supply all they gave us an very exact list. We filled it and took it to them, and they were able to assemble it on an as-needed basis.
Gotcha.
We did school supplies, book drive, stuff like that.
Cool.
So there's a lot of support around the Nick Nicole Center for sure.
Okay.
Because it's kids, it's one of those things that it's so easy to be behind, right?
Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with the Nick Nicole Center.
Yeah, I think that the organization's called One Change.
Okay.
They're based out of the Nick Nicole Center.
Okay.
So, and they kind of help fill in the gaps for people in that community, but predominantly the kids. From any time that we've been there, it's been something set up for the kids in the area.
Okay.
They have lots of different programs that they participate in, but it's a lot of like filling in the gaps in their nutrition, filling in the gaps in their food sources.
Yeah.
I think also probably a sense of community for them and a social space for them.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Some stability and something to rely on. And nutrition is obviously super important. So, yeah.
Like they really had a hard time with COVID. A lot of kids depend on hot lunch programs for their food.
Oh,
and
yes. So they were relying on school to be one of their meals.
A lot of them have hot breakfast.
Okay.
Or maybe not hot breakfast. They have a breakfast program and they have their hot lunch.
Okay.
So they were missing both of those.
Wow.
Right? And the same thing over summer break. So that's why in the summer we tend to send them some stuff.
Okay.
Because it ramps up for them. Because there's kids who would normally, through different programs at school, be getting fed twice a day at least.
Okay.
And so now they need a place to go.
Okay.
So they try to fill that gap.
Wow. Yeah. That's a big, wow. See, I'm just thinking, when I was in school, I don't remember there being these hot lunch program. Maybe I just didn't see it happening.
Yeah.
And it just makes me is that more of a norm that families have to rely on schools to?
I think so. I think especially in urban areas you see that.
Yeah.
I grew up in a rural area in a small school, and we did have hot lunch, a couple of days, but parents came in and made it. My kids are in the same situation. They go to a rural school, and I go in a couple times a month and make pancakes for them.
Okay.
I don't think it's at a scarcity. I think it's a luxury, right?
Okay.
But I think urban schools, maybe not all the city schools, but certainly some, and in other cities, that's some kids, it's a funded program. So whether it's the district or it's provincial, they have money there to provide food for these kids. It's not something you sign up for and your parents have to pay for. It's provided food.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because there is such a need.
Because there is a need.
Yeah. Which is hard to think about, but.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to. It is just hard for me to think about.
Yeah. But I mean, it's in the One Change Center is just sort of across the block from the food bank. So I don't know if they have much of a partnership or not, but I have a feeling that it's probably a lot of people that, are registered and rely on the food bank. Those kids are probably also relying on the One Change Center to fill in some of those gaps, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, at least there's lots of ways people can help out then, right? Even if they want to get involved.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was with the union at the mill, we did a Christmas hamper.
Yep.
You do that every year too, right? The union?
Yeah.
So you gather food, and I think I was out with a coworker, Sherman. I won't give his full name to dox him or anything, but yeah, we do it. That was an interesting. I liked that experience quite a bit because same thing. You can see the direct impact it has on the families.
Yeah.
When you're able to help like that. So I thought that was a good experience.
And I think that the hamper program was actually a great highlight to the cost of living increase, because normally we donate $1,000 and we fill 6 hampers. And it's a very specific list. You buy exactly what's on the list. If you have a little money left over, you throw in an extra game or some chocolates or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a very specific list that covers, a really big grocery order and a turkey dinner and a few little treats.
Yeah.
And we took the exact same list as last year, filled 6 hampers, and it cost us $350 more.
$350 more.
Yeah.
And what would it normally cost? $1,000?
Yeah. And it cost us $1,350.
35%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, we were pretty diligent about trying to pick up the store brand and all that kind of stuff. So you know that that's just trickling down to everybody, right? So the hamper program actually was a great example.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be interesting to. Yeah, that is a very clear example.
Yeah.
Because you said you were buying off-brand or like the no-name, like the,
whatever
whatever
was the most economical choice to put in the hamper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it took $350 more this year.
Wow.
For the same stuff.
5%.
Yeah.
That's
It says a lot. And I mean, they're not there is some luxury items in there for sure, but there's, just basic toiletries and canned goods and just a good stock up, right? There's like, a can of coffee and there's peanut butter and there's all those kind of things.
Yeah.
And the best part is these go through PALS programs. That's how they're distributed. And the kids think that they win them in a draw. So there's no like, oh, so-and-so needed it. There's none of that. So there's no stigma with it. It's awesome. They just get excited and they take this home and their parents can enjoy it over the Christmas season. So I like that.
Cool. Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, it's awesome to hear the union doing so much out and about in the community.
We do.
There's a there's a buzz in St. John, I think, like just across the board. And like I'm like a recovering St. John / New Brunswick cynic. But now there's like this buzz in the city, I find. Like culturally, creatively, it feels like there's definitely more economic activity.
Yeah.
Like they're announcing a new school uptown they're going to build.
Yeah.
And
the port expansion is going to be huge, I think. Yeah.
The huge increase in population, which I know there's challenges involved in all those things too, but it's interesting that all these things are happening. Like the transit too, the flex buses they have now.
Yeah.
I think they're the first buses like that in North America because they're like trying to imitate a European model, where Europeans a little more focused on being efficient and small.
Yeah.
So that's why they have they just put those small electric buses on the road.
Yeah, and I think it's like you can reserve it.
Yeah.
Like you can say like I need to pick up at a certain time, which is very efficient. You're not making a route for no reason.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll tell you to which bus stop is closest to you.
Yeah.
And I think they want to be like within 500 meters. Like whoever needs to use the bus will be within 500 meters of a stop. I think is kind of their goal. I don't know if that's exactly how it's running right now, but
yeah, it's a great model.
It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, unless you have anything else to add, can finish it up.
That's it for me for now.
Cool.
I'll keep you posted on what else is coming up.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks a lot for your time.
Awesome, thanks.